Good morning, Oracles! Well, yesterday was a surprisingly nice day. We saw a great dip in the stock early in the morning, and then we ended up coming back and finishing up 0.5%. So yesterday I was actually able to hit my 10th share. That was my goal to get before we split. So I was able to get that 10th share. That felt amazing, and it actually brought my cost basis down under $800 to $794. So both of my goals that I wanted to hit, I have now hit. Now, obviously, we don't know exactly when the split is going to happen. I'm guessing that it's going to happen at the end of August. So that gives me about a month or so to gain as many more shares as I can. I'm going to try to get myself to 12. We'll see how the market reacts next week when we get the earnings report, because if we get a massive pullback in the stock for some reason based off of the earnings report, I may deploy some of my cash reserves to dump it in there ahead of the split. Again, there's a lot of information I need to take in before I make that decision. When it comes to Tesla specific and the macro, there's a lot going on over the next 2 weeks to pay attention to. I went over a lot of that information in the video last night if you want to check it out. But looking at Tesla in particular, still so many great things going on in the long term for the company. But in the near term, it's going to be a rocky road. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's going to be rocky in the near term. Long term, I am highly confident in the company. And what was awesome about yesterday is we were up that 0.5%, and yesterday was the first day that the Tesla short ETF was active. So maybe people were pushing the stock price up just so they could short more and make more money. I don't know. That's when it all comes down to manipulation. I was just happy to see a green day when the entire market was not looking so pretty. So again, 2 days in a row of Tesla outperforming the market. Now, looking at some news we're getting out of Tesla as well, Panasonic has chosen Kansas as their place to put up a $4 billion battery factory. So now we already know that this is going to be a factory that's going to be producing a lot of batteries for Tesla. Now, people are saying, why didn't they put it closer to Austin? Why is it so far away? Well, I gotta tell you, I know many people from Oklahoma, and I have been down to Dallas, and I've had people over there say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna drive, it's only 8 hours. Me coming from New England, I'm okay with driving, but some people around here are like, ooh, that's a half hour away. I'm not driving because that's too far. But you gotta remember that states are much bigger out in the Midwest. People just are okay with driving 8 hours, so Kansas down to Austin is not as far as many people think. It's still pretty close in relative terms for when it comes to production and supply. So that's still a close supplier of batteries for Tesla. I mean, you got to remember, a lot of their battery supply right now is coming out of either Nevada or Fremont. So because of that, if they can get all their batteries coming out of Kansas, that's significantly closer for them. And then don't forget that Austin is going to be producing their own batteries as well. So all in all, this is awesome. That is a huge, massive factory. We do not know the actual size of the factory yet, but $4 billion worth in a factory is going to be significant. So this is a great move for the future. And as we were talking about yesterday, where it comes to lithium being the new oil, this is going to play a huge role in this. And so paying attention to the companies like Panasonic and LG coming out with all of their batteries, this is a huge piece to pay attention to as we move forward. And now Logan did mention in the comments 2 ETFs when it comes to batteries and lithium that I've actually owned. Both of them did well. I sold out before we came into this monster crash that we are in right now. But because I do like to be diversified, I do love Tesla. It's still going to be the majority of my portfolio going forward, but I may pick up a few of these. So BATT and LIT, if you are one who does like to diversify away from Tesla, those could be great options for you if you believe that we are truly going in the path that seems pretty clear and evident to me, going over to batteries and having lithium batteries replace oil as the new energy for the world. And some other news that we got coming out of Austin with Joe Tagmeyer down there, and all the pictures he's been taking, looks like Austin has been pumping out about 150 vehicles per day over there, which works out to be 750 per week, but they're now getting close to the point where Berlin was back in June when they hit 1,000 vehicles per week. Now, Berlin currently is still closed. They will most likely be reopening on July 25th because they're closed down through the 22nd for retooling. And again, when they come back up and running, they're going to be producing even more as well. Now, I know a Tesla bot, if you do not follow him over on Twitter, check him out over there. It's @a Tesla bot. and he will be coming out with all of his predictions, and I know he's been dialing in all the numbers as well for production and deliveries. Now, for those of you who haven't been watching, he's pretty accurate. Troy Teslike is awesome. That is over on Twitter. He comes within 1%. A Tesla Bot also comes within 1%. So definitely follow him over there if you want to get some accurate numbers when it comes to possible delivery and production numbers in the future. And so now going back to that short ETF for Tesla, something that just popped into my head thinking about it, wondering if maybe the people in this manipulation, and again, this is purely manipulation going on. So again, I hate paying attention to just near-term stock movements, but I know that near-term stock movements can make your emotions go all over the place. So I want to give you some of my thoughts on this. So if you do happen to see it, that may justify what is going on to kind of settle your nerves. If you're a long-term investor in Tesla, pay attention to the fundamentals. That is the most important thing I can tell you when it comes to, keeping your emotions in check. When it comes to this short ETF and the fact that we've been outperforming the market the last couple of days, perhaps we see a little bit of a run going into earnings because they're trying to push the stock price up, anticipating bad earnings numbers so that they can short it very heavily and make more money on both ends of the spectrum. That's just my thought when it comes to the actual market manipulation and the potential stock price manipulation we might see coming out of this. So I cannot guarantee it's going to happen. I don't know. Just a possible thought that came into my head. We will see how we trade over the next week to see if that is truly what's happening. But again, just something that popped into my head that I wanted to share with you guys. And so at this point, now that we've gotten the CPI data, which was higher than expected, we've gotten the PPI data, which is higher than expected, the next major piece of information we are going to get is Tesla's earnings. So again, that is going to be happening on July 20th. They do right now have questionnaire out there if you guys want to submit them, questions that they will be answering on the earnings call. So if you guys want to submit them there, go ahead. So it'll be interesting to see what we get for information out of the earnings call. I don't know if they're going to give us the split information there because of the fact that we still have to technically vote on it, and we won't know about that until the annual shareholder meeting. So don't know if we'll find out on the earnings call or if we're going to be waiting until the shareholder meeting. Either way, between those two, we'll get some good information most likely. Maybe we get some information about, future products or anything. Elon in the past has kind of let us in on some little information along the way. But again, with the market that we're in right now, it doesn't seem like they're big on sharing a lot of new information. And Elon has said it before that this year is really all about scaling. So that's the boring environment of scaling is, hey, we're just producing and we're producing faster than we did before. That's really it. So the exciting stuff is still to come. And I've talked about it before about next year really being the year of euphoria when it comes to Tesla. And because we're so kind of boring and suppressed right now, that euphoria might actually be even stronger because it's like going outside after a rainy day and you're just that much more excited. Think about the fact that, in a winter, for those of you who actually have to deal with winters, you're kind of in the winter, it's dark and gloomy all the time. And then when spring hits, it is so exciting to finally see sun and warmth and you get out there. That's what next year is really going to feel like for us, because of the fact that we're so dark and gloomy right now. And yes, Tesla Bot, different Tesla Bot. Tesla Bot in the comments here calls me Mr. Doom and Gloom. And it is what it is right now. In the moment, yes, it feels like doom and gloom, but I see very bright, clear blue skies in the future. And I think when we get to that point, it's going to feel even better because of the times we're going through right now. And don't forget also that Tesla is still technically considered a junk rating when it comes to credit for the S&P. They're still not investor grade rating. So once they do get that upgrade, a lot more institutions are going to be putting money in. And there's a lot of institutions who have pulled money out or cut back as much money as they have in on Tesla because of all of the stuff that is going on between Twitter and other Elon drama that they see as just noise and they don't want to be involved in that. So if we can clear a lot of that out, we can get through the Twitter drama, we can get ourselves investor grade rating, then a lot more big money institutions are going to be going into the stock as well, which will give us a much stronger foundation for the stock price. And that hopefully at the same time will also cut down on the volatility of the stock. Because right now we're still trading at a beta of 2.0, which means that the stock will move twice as much as the broader market. So if we can bring that down, that will definitely help solidify Tesla as a much more institutional friendly play to be in, and that will entice more institutions to put money there. And then I think it's at that point where we will start to see those really bright blue skies starting to come out. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. When do you think the doom and gloom are going to start lifting and we will start to see the true clear blue skies of the future of Tesla for the next few years coming? Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We also have a Discord chat. You could find that link down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, I do have a Patreon. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.